Hello, and I'm so glad you could join me today. Welcome. I'll admit that I am the first one in line when it comes to snagging a good bargain, sometimes even when it really doesn't make much sense. A perfect example of this is a skirt that was in my closet for years that I snatched from a 50% off clearance rack that happened to match a suit jacket that I love, but the only hitch was that the skirt was one size too small. And as you might imagine, I never lost the weight I needed to lose in order to wear it. Have any of you ever fallen into that kind of sale trap? Well, if it's any comfort, shopping and getting a good bargain actually releases the feel-good chemical dopamine into our brain. So our brains are actually wired to feel great when we snag that bargain. And of course, this concept also applies to makeup. There definitely are some great drugstore makeup bargains out there, which truly do rival many high-end products. But I will say that there are some high-end products that truly are outstanding and which I personally feel are worth the money. However, even with that said, if I can ever purchase them during Sephora's semi-annual sale or during a sale on the brand's website, I'll be there quicker than you can say Jack Robinson. Wow, that's an expression that most people under the age of 30 probably have never even heard. So today we're going to take a look at a variety of high-end products in different makeup categories, which are truly worth purchasing. I'll highlight some OG products that have absolutely stood the test of time, a few products I've mentioned previously, and a few I have never talked about before. But if this is a topic you just can't wrap your arms around, I totally get it. So I've put a link to a video in the pinned comment below and in the description box, which highlights some truly outstanding drugstore products. Well, I've already applied my eye primer, which not only does a great job preventing my eyeshadow from creasing and smudging, but which also does the very best job of covering up the blue veins and other discolorations on my eyelids. It's Makeup by Mario's Master Eye Prep and Set Eye Primer. And as you can see, I just invested in a new one because my other one is really down to the pan. I also love the fact that powder is included, which when applied after the primer does a great job of making powder eyeshadow glide on more easily. And because you get two colors in each of these handy little palettes, you can really customize the color for your eyelid color. In a recent video, I highlighted what a difference glowing skin can make for those of us over 50, and some great products that can help create glowing skin. And I'll also include a link to that video in the comment section below. These next two products were included in that video: Merit's Glow Serum and Keir Weiss's The Beautiful Primer. And as you can see, I've made a good dent in this Glow Serum already. Since I've already spent quite a bit of time focusing on Merit's Glow Serum, today I'm applying Keir Weiss's The Beautiful Primer. This product not only beautifully hydrates and smooths the skin, but it creates a really stunning, radiant look that looks beautiful with or without makeup. I've never found any other primer that creates such a lovely, soft, focused glow. So I'm just going to dot a little bit on, especially the areas where I need the most glow, but all over my face as a primer as well. This does have a bit of a scent to it, but it's very pleasant and it just feels so hydrating on the skin. I'll also apply another product that provides the quickest and easiest glow toward the end of the video. And as always, you'll find links to all of these products that I'll be talking about today in the description box below. Well, no video on top-notch high-end makeup products would be complete without mentioning Natasha Denona's eyeshadows. I know many of you already use and absolutely love both the midi 15-pan palettes and her smaller mini 5-pan palettes, so I won't go into much detail other than to say how innovative her products are in terms of the color story and the formulas, and how beautifully these Italian-made shadows apply and blend. Today, I've chosen to use her Yucca Midi palette because of how truly unique the color story is. And for me, it also brings back wonderful memories of the time we spent living in the southwestern United States. I'm going to start with Citrine. Now that's still a little bit darker than the color I like to usually use on my lids, so I'm going to mix it with the lightest color in the newest Natasha Denona 5-pan mini palette. Last night my daughter went to a Timberwolves basketball game in downtown Minneapolis, which was a lot of fun, although it was tough because they lost by 1 point. But it brought back memories to me of other games that I've enjoyed in professional sports. And this is the color I'm going to be applying in the crease along with this lightest orange color. The professional sports event I remember most vividly is that my father got my sister and myself tickets box seat tickets for a White Sox Yankees game. And I was a huge Yankees fan, probably only because my father was a White Sox fan. You know how that goes. And I was especially a huge fan of Mickey Mantle. He was my favorite player. I had a huge scrapbook with pictures of him, articles. I had a plastic figure, you name it. And we were sitting in the box seats on the first base side, and Mickey Mantle happened to get a single. And he happened to turn around on the bag facing the seats, and I waved at him, and he waved back at me. So that's my all-time sports highlight. And now I'm going to take this beautiful dark green shade called Willow and put it in the outer crease and lid. And I'm just going to tap it in there. These are not colors that I normally wear, especially the lighter kinds of green colors, but this palette is so amazing. I just had to go for it. And I'd love to know what your favorite Natasha Denona palette is. I'm going to bring this up a little bit higher in the outer corner. And I'm just going to slightly open my eyes and tilt my head back to see how even these colors are. See what else I need to do. Well, we definitely need to do some blending here, both on the lid and on the crease. And you can really see what a difference that blending makes and really evening things out, making the colors look like they smoothly flow into one another. And since I lost a little bit of that orange, I'm going in with a smaller brush and just putting a little bit more right here in the center and toward the inner corner. And I'm going with the deeper orange color here. Really important to use a fluffier brush for the blending. That really makes a big difference in disseminating the powder. Okay, I think I'm close to where I want to be with the shadow, so I'm going to apply my eyeliner and mascara off camera and be right back. I use the deepest brown Flax and the deepest green Calathea as my eyeliner on the upper lid, and on the lower lid I used the medium brown in the center of the palette, as well as a little bit of Willow on the outer 1/3. And my mascara was Tower 28. And as you may have noticed, when I went upstairs to add my eyeliner, I couldn't resist adding a little bit of this shimmer shade called Plantasia in the middle of my lids. I have two high-end foundations that make the biggest difference in how flawless my skin looks, and which I usually just pull out for special occasions. The first is my light reflecting foundation from NARS. For good reason, this foundation was one of Allure's 2022 Best of Beauty Award winners. What I especially love about it is that it's a makeup skincare hybrid with a natural finish that helps blur and smooth the skin. It's medium coverage, but it also creates a lovely soft glow. I'll apply this foundation on one side of my face, and I'll apply my other top high-end pick, which is Giorgio Armani's Luminous Silk Foundation, on the other side of my face. The Giorgio Armani foundation first debuted in 2000. Back when it first launched, radiant foundations that provided a natural glow weren't really a thing, so it was truly innovative. It works for all skin types, including oily skin if you use a mattifying primer under it. It's long-wearing, photographs beautifully, comes in 40 shades, and thankfully also comes in a more affordable mini size. I will actually go out on a limb and say that if you purchase only one high-end makeup product, this is the one you'll want to put in your shopping cart because it is absolutely stunning on mature skin. This is the NARS foundation, and you can see just from my swatching it on how brightening it is. Now, do any of you have winter allergies? I just seem to be sniffing and coughing a lot. And I don't know what it is specifically, but my guess is that it's forced air heat and the dust that involves. Even though we specifically had our ducts all cleaned after we had a major painting job done. Can you see the glow? I just love this foundation. Unfortunately, I can't tell from these bottles how low I'm getting because I know one of these days I'm going to really be wanting to use this foundation and it will be gone. One thing I do love about this foundation too is that it is pretty much an exact shade match for me. That doesn't often happen. Now, I would honestly say that the NARS foundation has a little bit better coverage, but the Giorgio Armani foundation is also buildable. So I'm going to apply just a little bit more to where I really need the coverage. Let's take a look at each side of my face so you can see the difference between these two foundations. This is the Giorgio Armani foundation, which has the more natural finish, and this is the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation, which has a little bit more of a glow. Before I focus on the 3 high-end contours that I feel are the gold standard for those of us with light to medium skin tone, I hope that if you're enjoying today's video, you'll help it reach the YouTube gold standard by tapping on that thumbs up symbol and also subscribing if you haven't already done so. And I thank you so very much if you decide to do so. Since an ideal contour gives our face definition by highlighting cheekbones, camouflaging the width of the nose, and helping the jawline look tauter, we want to create that definition, but very importantly, do it in a subtle manner. We've all unfortunately seen makeup looks with obvious lines down the sides of the cheekbones, which is definitely not a look that we want to achieve. So in order to achieve a beautiful but subtle contour, the perfect contour has to be just the right Goldilocks shade, not too deep or too light, and most importantly, apply like butter. The 3 top contours in my book are M Cosmetics Contour in the shade Terra, Westman Atelier's Face Trace in Biscuit, and Makeup by Mario's Bronzing and Shaping Serum. This is actually a multi-use bronzer that warms the complexion with a sun-kissed glow, but because the medium light shade's not too warm, it also provides some contouring by shaping our face with a sheer natural finish. Let me go ahead and apply it. Here's the pump applicator, and I'm going to be using the doe foot. And as you can see, it just unscrews, and then you have the doe foot applicator. And you can see this is so lightweight. I'm going to use the other end of my Makeup by Mario F4 brush, and it just almost glides on and spreads itself. And with this, you really want to bring it down onto the neck. And now I'll get under my cheekbone and my forehead, and we'll do some blending. And this one always in an upward motion. And this one across and up toward the hairline. So I think you can see how natural this looks, but somehow it also manages to create enough definition. Now I'm just going to touch up a few locations where my age spots especially show. And I'm doing that with my Natasha Denona concealer, which, although I'm not specifically talking about this concealer in this video, I would certainly recommend it. It has fantastic coverage. I think you can see what a great job this did of covering my age spots. And I can't forget about my under eye area, so I'm using e.l.f. Light Peach. Just tapping that in. And over that, I'll tap in my lightweight Kosas concealer. And this is a little bit lighter than my skin tone. It's not only a little lighter, but it also has some brightening effect, which I really like. And I like to bring it up here so it creates a little bit of lift. All right, concealer done. Let's move on to blush. And we have been absolutely flooded with waves of cream and liquid blushes over the past 2 years, which has been a real boon for those of us with dry and combo skin. Since I've recently focused on Patrick Ta's Major Dimensions cream and powder blush duos, which I love because of how long-lasting they are, the wide range of color choices, and the beautiful soft glow that's created with the cream blush when it's applied over the powder blush, today I'll actually apply my 2 other favorite blushes. The Tower 28 Cream Blush in the shade Party Hour, which is a lavender pink on one side, and the Westman Atelier Cream Stick Blush in the shade Petal, which is a dusty nude rose, and I'll apply that on the other side. These are both incredibly creamy and easy to blend in with just my fingers, but you can certainly also use a brush. And they both happen to be clean beauty products. And they're so creamy, I'm just going to use my finger to tap them in. This is the Tower 28. And this color really doesn't go with the eyeshadow at all. So you'll just have to pretend. Can you see how it literally just almost blends in without my doing anything? And I'm going to apply it a little bit darker than I normally would, just so it will show up better for you. But I'm still taking my foundation brush and just going around the edges. And this is the shade called Petal from Westman Atelier. And this is a little bit softer color, which goes a little bit better with the eyeshadow. Really provides a nice soft flush of color. This is the Westman Atelier blush in Petal, and this is the Tower 28 blush in Party Hour. Now on to lips. I'll first apply my concealer and L'Oreal Age Perfect Lip Liner around the edge of my lips to help prevent my lipstick from migrating into the vertical lines around my lips. And then I'll apply the creamiest and most velvety feeling lipstick I have ever experienced, which is Merit Satin Lipstick in the shade Fashion. Over that, I'll apply the gloss, which I've talked about way too often, which is from Lawless, and it's in the shade Dayset. It's important to do with your lips stretched so you fill in those little fine lines. These next three final steps are so quick and easy, but I strongly feel that they take our makeup look to the next level. First, I'll take a very slightly damp makeup sponge and lightly press it over my entire face. This not only gets rid of any excess products, which prevents cakiness, but it also adds a lovely touch of moisture to the skin, which feels absolutely wonderful. Step 2 is to lightly dust on my Hourglass Ambient Light Powder over my entire face except my T-zone in the shade Incandescent Strobe Light. This Hourglass product is definitely a one-of-a-kind, innovative product in the makeup firmament. There truly is nothing that compares to it because it's a state-of-the-art formula that conceals skin imperfections and pores by filtering out harsh light, which gives a multi-dimensional luminescence to the skin. It really is an amazing product. It's subtle, but it creates a lovely soft focus glow. And my last step is the easiest and quickest way that I promised earlier that strategically incorporates slightly more glow. I'll spray my slightly dampened makeup sponge with Tatcha's Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. This is an ultrafine mist with hyaluronic acid and squalane that beautifully hydrates the skin and creates a gorgeous glow. And it can be sprayed under or over makeup. I hope you'll share in the comment section below your favorite can't do without high-end makeup product. And if you'd enjoy seeing a video where I transform my face in less than 8 minutes with all drugstore products, be sure to check out this video. You'll find the link in both the pinned comment below and in the description box. And if you'd enjoy a personalized one-on-one Zoom makeup consultation, be sure to drop me a line at boomerandbeyondbeauty@gmail.com. They are so much fun. Until we see each other again, I wish you good health and happiness, and I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. Take care.